Hello there, happy Wednesday. And I'm waiting for the heat wave to arrive. It hasn't got here yet. Oh, hello from Gigi too. Gigi is being very clingy today for some strange reason. He wants to sit with me at all times. Unfortunately, he doesn't like my necklace, so I'll show it to you before I have to move it. It's sort of like Native American themed, I think it is anyway. With its beads and its can't show it you properly because Gigi's sitting in the way. Well, I had to go up today to get my blood work done and, you know, urine samples and that. You know, being diabetic is wonderful, isn't it? And they're also testing for seeing if I've still got the kidney infection because I've still got the pain. Anyway, enough of that. I went on my way up. The fire engines were outside my favourite takeaway chip shop, fish shop, whatever you want to call it. They were on fire. So I hope they manage to recover very soon because it's the nicest fish. I don't buy the chips usually, I just buy you call them French fries, don't you? But I do love the fish. It's so well cooked and I'm so desolate. Not that I would have needed them this week because I've actually got some chicken in mushroom sauce in the slow cooker. So that's been my tea, dinner, whatever you want to call it, tonight and tomorrow. Yeah. Would you like me beads, eBay specials? And on the other hand, I've got turquoise eBay special, which matches the necklace, which is another eBay special. Well, as you've noticed, I have finished off my waistcoat. I made it for me because the wool was gifted to me. There's no pattern for it, I just sort of jiggledy-poke and did it. But I'm quite impressed actually. As an extra layer, you know, I wear the plain dresses during the winter and I'm actually quite impressed with that. I've got quite a lot of chunky and bits and pieces and things knocking about in my stash. What have I not got in my stash? I tell you, I've got everything but the kitchen sink in my stash. So I'm just thinking of making a few more, actually, for the winter time. Well, maybe not the actual winter time, but you know, the autumn time when it's too cold to just wear a dress without anything over the top of it. So, well, with this one, I told you I was crocheting it with this hook, which was clover, isn't it? Yeah. And it was a 15mm. Oh, and I did struggle. I don't know whether it was the yarn or the hook, but the hook being plastic, it just would not slide. And it made my hand hurt in the end. It's a good job it wasn't any longer or it didn't have any sleeves because I was really, really struggling with it. Absolutely struggling. Anyway, I've ordered a new hook, which is metal, but it has got the kind of head on it that I don't really like, actually. You know, the bulbous head. It's a Knit Pro Waves, and also it's got the short head. I prefer to have a longer head and a shorter handle, but at least it's metal and it's nice and slippy. I don't know why I couldn't crochet with that. I can usually crochet with a plastic hook, but this one just absolutely dragged. Yeah, I tried rubbing it with all sorts, you know, polishing it up and that, but no, it just dragged. In fairness though, I did try a bamboo hook as well, and that just dragged as well. I think I'm too used to having metal, you know, aluminium or whatever you want to call it, yeah. Not going to get much done today, am I? At the moment I'm crocheting another one of these. Oh, I don't know whether I can hold it up with Gigi. You know, the sweaters. It's in a gorgeous colour. It's in another colour of the ice yarn. So at the moment I've only got to there. But I do put the sleeves in before it gets too heavy. So it's got a short sleeve, if you can see it. It's very hard to hold things up with one hand, isn't it? Anyway, I've decided I don't think I'm going to keep that other sweater. I've not worn it. I haven't even tried it on, to be quite truthful. But I was putting away some stuff the other day and I thought, you have got far too many sweaters and things, you know, you do not need any more. Yes, I know it's nice when you make something new and all things like that, but I thought, no, you're not going to get much wear out of a short sleeve sweater. So I think I'm just going to put it on Etsy, along with this one when I finished it. We are supposed to be having hot weather or a heat wave or whatever if it gets up as far as the north. I know it's forecast for the south of England, but whether we get it up north is another matter. But if that happens, then I can take some photos on the deck. But I still can't take photos of the other 3 things I finished because Claire from Making Marks got them. So I'll either have to ask her to take the photos or bring them back and I can take the photos myself. What will I be doing next after I've finished this? I found a cone of cotton when I was, you know, searching about in the garage. It's like an ecru colour or a very pale beigey colour. So I'm going to make something with that. I have still got lots and lots of the organic cotton. But I'm just, you know, when you can't decide what you want to make next, I'm just in that kind of frame of mind at the moment. There's lots of things I want to make, and yet I'm thinking, are they saleable? You know, will anybody want them if the weather doesn't improve? I forget, of course, that most of my sales go to the US, and the weather is much nicer over there. I tend to be thinking what the weather's like in the UK, which is a bit silly, really. I've still got to make a few bits and pieces for my little tiny craft table in the cafe, the local cafe. But as I said before, I don't think it's going to be a major event because it's only in a small cafe and it's just there for a couple of hours. So I'm not really rushing to make a lot of stuff for that. Just thought I'd make some headbands or bits and pieces because I've already got some fingerless mittens and different things that are small, and the children's bags that I had from last year. And I still haven't finished off the big bags that I was making last year. I'm just so lazy when it comes to sewing. I've still got 11 dresses to sew the hems on, and I haven't done that either. But Gigi is stopping production today. He's been an absolute little, well, he's been a little love really, but he just wants to be nursed. He's just in that mood. And when Gigi wants to be nursed, Gigi gets nursed, otherwise there's no peace for anyone. So, apart from that, there's not a whole lot I've got to tell you really. My ex-next door neighbour has been up in Scotland visiting some friends, and he is supposed to be calling in on Sue to say hello on his way back. So hopefully I'll get first-hand news of how how she's doing and what it's like really up there. So he will see her place before I do. Yeah. Kelly is following in my footsteps by putting her crocheting down somewhere and losing it. It's in the house somewhere because she didn't take it out. But she's had to start another project because she can't find the one she's doing. It's catching. It's catching. I am terrible for losing things. My house is a jumble sale, but while it's a jumble sale, I can actually find things. The minute I tidy up and put everything in its rightful place, I can't find a thing. I don't know whether you're all like that, but can't find a thing. Oh dear. Well, the big controversy of the week has been Ravelry, hasn't it? I mean, I'm not saying I agree with anything or I disagree with anything, but I do think they're right in the fact that they should keep politics off Ravelry, because it does cause a lot of tension, doesn't it? I try to keep politics off my channels because there's always someone who's the opposite opinion to you, isn't there? And to me, my crafting friends are my crafting friends, and I'm not bothered what their political views are. Same as I'm not bothered what their religion is, what their sexuality is, what their race is and everything like that. I'm not bothered. And I think that, you know, Ravelry should be the same. It should be a place where you talk about knitting and crocheting and general crafts. I stopped going into the forums a long time ago because there was all this backbiting and nastiness going on. And I don't really understand why. You know, with me, it was all to do with my preference at the time for making things in acrylic. I have since progressed and gone on to different things now. But I was getting absolutely bombarded with horrible comments, you know, from people who objected to my using acrylic. And, you know, to me, you know me and you've heard me. I'm live and let live. If you, whatever you want to crochet with, if you want to crochet with barbed wire, that's fine. I'm not going to criticise anyone. But they got really heated debates on in the Ravelry forums about what, you know, you're using that horrible acrylic and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm just not entering into it. And they get into real arguments and fights over people saying they like Red Heart and other people saying, oh, it's nasty, it's cheap, it's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Got no right to be using it. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but people have a right to use whatever they wish. And, you know, people hiding behind a pseudonym, you know, saying terrible things. It's like the same with this politics, you know. I'm not into politics. I don't care if you're pro, if you're anti, whoever, whatever. All I want you to do is not bring it on my channel. Because I like everybody. I do. I'm not going to criticise anybody for their political views. And that's what I think Ravelry should have done. Just say, right, no politics. None at all. Excuse me. Doesn't matter what side you're on. None at all. That's what I think they should have done. And that's what I do agree with. I do agree with no politics. And if you join me on my Saturday Night Live, you know I say that. No religion, no politics. You know, I mean, people come on sometimes and they're, I won't say bombarding me with religion and stuff. And to me, it's a party night. We're all having fun, you know. If you don't join me, why don't you? It's 9 o'clock my time on a Saturday night, and we all have fun. We just chatter. There's no nastiness, there's no anything. It's all just happy crafting talk. Occasionally we drift onto different subjects, but anybody that starts with anything, you know, untoward, we just boot them off the channel. We don't have it on our channel. And, you know, that's the way I think it should be with crafting. Crafting doesn't have a religion. It doesn't have a politics. It doesn't have a sex. It doesn't have anything. It's just crafting. And we should all get along. Ooh, I've been on this soapbox, haven't I? Anyway, I don't know what else to tell you today because I can't show you much else because Gigi's so mini. I've not been doing an awful lot. As you know, I've just been finishing this off, thinking about what I'm going to start next. You know when you go through hundreds and hundreds of patterns, and you like so many of them, you can't make your mind up what you want to do next? Have you ever been in that situation? You're sort of overstimulated, aren't you? Your brain's going, oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to do that, oh. And I've got so much yarn. I'm not bragging because it's my business, like it's not my personal stash yarn. I keep saying to everybody it's not for me. When people suggest I should make blankets for charity and donate it and give it all away and that, no, it's my business. Yeah, I'm in the business of trying to supplement my meagre pension with a little bit here and there. Not much, but it doesn't take much for me to just supplement my pension just a tiny bit, just so I can buy more yarn when I need to, and more supplies when I need to, you know, little things like that. Pay for this, you know, craft stuff, things like that. We'll have to see how we get on. It's not until the 25th, I think, it's a Saturday. So it's got, we've got a little time. I'm thinking of making some of those rosy wraps, you know, with random, oh, I can never get her name right, Random Randy's Ramblings, yeah. Her rosy wrap headbands. I'm thinking of doing a few of those just to see if they sell. I've never actually tried one myself, but I usually don't suit things like that. Usually don't, but other people can put them on and look fantastic. I look like a charwoman, you know, like a cleaner or something when I put one on. But I've got lots of yarn upstairs, as you know, that I can be using, and I've got lots of ornaments in the garage that I should be using, which is why I went looking in the cones section. I know I've got loads and loads of hobby yarn to use up, but I just want to reduce something out of my stash, you know, and then I feel as though it's worthwhile if I take something out of that room, even if it's only one little thing, take it out of the room. So now I've got my 15mm hook. I may make, you know, like I said, a couple more of these. I don't know whether they're saleable items or not. I might just try one using my own stash to make one. I have a policy where I don't use donated wool to me to sell in the shop, because I think that's a gift to me and I keep it for myself. Yeah, don't know whether you think that's right or wrong, but that's the way I look at it. I look at it as a gift, you know, that's given to me, but not given to me for me to sell. Yeah, you follow my drift. But I've got lots of yarn upstairs that I paid for and bought in super thick, so I don't know what you think, whether you think they're saleable or, you know, for the winter time, just a little extra to put on over your sweater or something like that. Yeah, I need to make some little shawlettes, you know, like On the Hook's been making. Not proper shawls, like shawlettes that go round. I mean, she wears her shawls and scarves and that with such aplomb, doesn't she? Such grace, yeah. But, you know, that I can never sort of pull that bit off, yeah. I wear the jewellery, but I can never pull a cowl off of us. A scarf off, I don't know why. I think I've got a short neck at the back and they get all bunched up round my neck somewhere. Oh dear. So I've been watching a few videos. As I say, I am so behind with everybody's videos. I like too many people, that's my problem. Too many people are in my favourites. I mean, I couldn't possibly list my favourites because there's too many of them. I like so many of them equally. And once I get behind with people, I'm like, oh, I'm like 4 videos behind. 5 videos behind. And then it gets overwhelming, doesn't it? And you think, oh gosh, I'll just stop and start all over again. I think I could spend the whole week, every day, every hour of every day, watching YouTube videos from my favourite people. But of course you can't do that, can you? Because you are other things to do. Yeah, you know, my battery's looking awful low on there. Don't know why, because I thought I charged it up. Ah, and I know I'm going to disappear after 30 minutes anyway, so I may as well, I've not got much to say, so I may as well go now. I'll be around this Saturday if anybody else is around, 9 o'clock UK time, Greenwich Mean Time, if you can work it out what it is. Lots of people ask me, what time is it this time, what time is it that? I haven't got a clue. You know me, technologically, away with the fairies. All I suggest you do is Google it like I do everything. I just Google it all. Well, I have got the patio door on and the sun is shining but very, very weakly. And I don't know why Gigi wants to sit on my knee, but obviously he does. So we shall say goodbye for the moment. There's my little Gigi, who wants to cling. Can you hear him? He's grumping because I've moved him. He says I was sitting there nicely and then you went and moved me. So we shall say goodbye for now, and if I've got anything to show you later in the week I shall come on again. If not, it'll be Saturday live. So bye from me and bye from Gigi. Bye.